guys, it's Tiffany of Tough Angel Books, and for this week's video I'm doing something I have not done in quite a while, and I'm doing a book haul. My January-February book haul. For the month of January and the month of February, I only bought a total of 5 books, and only one of these books were intentional buys. No, 2 of these books were intentional buys. The other 3, not so much. So let's start with the books I bought in January, which is only 2, and then we'll go from there. First book I bought is a January release, which I rarely actually, buy. I very rarely pre-order books, and I had pre-ordered this back in December, and that is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. I absolutely love how she writes, and just the way she writes everything, her wording and everything. There's a lot of mixed reviews about this, but it does interest me, it does intrigue me, so I'm going to give this a try and see what I think of it and go from there. Book is, I don't normally buy this genre, but I love this genre. It's a poetry book called I Wrote This For You, Just the Words by Ian S. Thomas, and it's a poetry book. Lots of poems about, just stuff that everyone can relate to, and you can almost guarantee to find something that relates to the situation you're in right now. It's absolutely amazing. I got the sample of this about 6 months ago, and I didn't want to get it as an ebook. So one day I actually went out and I went hunting on Amazon because I could not find this in an actual bookstore. But went hunting on Amazon, found it at a pretty reasonable price, and bought it for myself because I do need to put more poetry books on my shelf because I love poetry books. I've written a poetry book, and poetry is just a wonderful way to get things out. Now on to my February book haul. The one and only book I bought that was an intentional buy, what I was going to go in and buy, now completes a trilogy, and that is The Clockwork Princess, Book 3 of the Infernal Devices. So I can now just marathon Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess because I've already read Clockwork Angel, and I can just marathon through these. Everyone says that there's a way to read the books because I'm only up to City of Glass in the Mortal Instruments series, because there's spoilers in that. I don't actually care for spoilers. They don't bother me. I've never actually cared for spoilers. I've never actually... If you tell me an event will happen, like, I'm not saying for this book, but in general, if you tell me that a character dies or something, it'll actually get me intrigued more, because it's like, how did they die? What happened? What led them to die? What led them to, make that decision to go there to... Spoilers actually make me more interested in it. Like, I don't know, I'm just a weird person when it comes to spoilers. Like, with me, spoil me away, because I don't actually mind, so. But yeah, so I now have the last book of Infernal Devices. Is an oldie but a goodie, and I actually found it in paperback, and it looks absolutely amazing. I'm pretty sure just about everyone has read this or heard of it because it just got turned into a Netflix original TV show. That is The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, the first book in a series of unfortunate events, and I am now going to go hunting for the paperback editions because the cover on this is gorgeous. The way it feels is just absolutely amazing. And this is like less than 150 pages. I've been meaning to reread the series before I watch the show, just because I want the refresher and I want to, actually understand everything that goes on, because sometimes TV shows don't explain everything, but that's just what I've noticed. Last book I bought in February was a surprising buy because I never actually expected to buy this, but I found it. It seemed interesting. Turned out that my mother had actually read it when it originally came out in 1971. So I decided to pick up the book, and I'll, tell you the book, and I'll actually read the short synopsis in back. And that book is Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. No one actually knows who wrote this, but it's written in journal form, so it's all first person, and I haven't started reading this yet, but I think I am going to end up reading this really, really soon, just because it seems really interesting. It started when she was served a soft drink laced with LSD in a dangerous party game. Within months, she was hooked, trapped in a downward spiral that took her from her comfortable home and loving family to the main streets of an unforgiving city. It was a journal that would rob her of her innocence. It was a journey that would rob her of her innocence, her youth, and ultimately her life. I don't know, it just seemed really interesting to me. I've never been interested in taking drugs or anything like that. I barely drink at it as is, so I just thought I'd pick this up and probably get a better sense of, read a first-person account of what addiction is really like, because I have no experience with a drug addiction, so I thought I'd pick this up and actually see what it's like. Someone's experience was like. So that is it. So that is it for my January-February book haul. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Which of these books are you interested in reading or knowing more about? All of my social media links are in the description down below, and until next time, happy reading!